All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back with another Boards of Canada album. This time we are covering the Campfire Headphase. Yeah, last time we listened to Music Has the Right to Children. I also absolutely loved that album. Go check out my Boards of Canada videos. If you haven't already, we've already done Inferno, GeoGaddy, Music Has the Right to Children. Going to be going through their other two mainline albums, Campfire Headphase and Tomorrow's Harvest, and then maybe seeing about doing BOC Maximus, some of the EPs as well. We shall see about that. But yeah, Campfire Headphase came out in 2005. It's 15 tracks, just over an hour. Yeah, I don't really know what my expectations going into this one are. I don't know. I mean, Music Has the Right to Children and GeoGaddy are kind of their two most talked about albums, and then Inferno was the new release that was like their big, massive return after 13 years. It's a very creepy release. I don't know shit about this one going in. I don't think I've heard any of the songs. Oh, no, never mind. I've heard Dayvan Cowboy off of this, but besides that I've not heard any other tracks, and I don't particularly remember that song either, so I'm going into this one actually mostly blind, really not knowing what to expect at all. I say let's just do this. Track 1, Into the Rainbow Vein. Starting with the minute-long interlude, of course. Yes, probably. Just like all of their other minute-long openers, that was pretty sweet. No rating. Which hit? Chromakey Dreamcoat. Wait a sec. I just realized this album is their first album that is not listed as IDM. I'm sorry to be pausing. I know I'm not supposed to be pausing because it's an uncut reaction, but this album isn't listed as IDM. This one is down-tempo, folktronica, ambient, trip-hop, and neo-psychedelia. Interesting. This album is much more guitar and organic instrument influence, so expect more chopped-up guitars and live drums. It's so sick. Okay. Cool. Why do I hate interludes? This one is definitely where the limits of BOC's usual formula are kind of tested, so to speak. I won't say much as of now, though. Don't want to influence anyone's opinion on the project. I mean, immediately, this is so different. This is so much more colorful than their other shit, you know? It's way brighter. This one kind of feels a little almost tropical to me. Or, adventurous would kind of be the word I would use to describe it. Boss fight, fuck is Bed of Chaos. Oh, it's on Dark Souls. I see. Whoa. The whole idea of this album is that you find the CD or tape in the woods. That's why the cover inside the sleeve is full of degraded photos of people hanging out. It's about their trip experience. Okay. As your both your favorite and your least favorite moments in the Boards of Canada discography up to this point, I see. I mean, as to be expected, this is a pretty beautiful track. It's so interesting to see them doing something so wildly different with their sound. Holy shit. I mean, immediately we're getting some live instrumentation. We're getting loops that feel so much more organic and raw than anything I have heard from them up to this point. Instead of having a focus on the creepy, this feels tropical and adventurous and freeing. Like, still it has kind of like a lo-fi, dusty, off-kilter weirdness to it, but it doesn't feel creepy in the same way that any of their other shit has. This feels like very enticing and inviting. That's not something I was expecting to say about any of these albums at all. I'm feeling like a high 8 on this. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. For them to take such a bold swing and, I guess, change up their sound in a way that maybe is, I don't want to use the word drastic, it still very much feels Boards of Canada, but for them to change up their sound and tone in a way that is as noticeable as this, coming off of GeoGaddy, I am very impressed at how well they are pulling this off immediately. Good shit. Let's hope this can keep it up. Next track, we have Satellite Anthem Icarus. 6 minutes. So I'm gonna guess this is like one of the more accessible albums from them. Then it's not quite as dodgy, not quite as IDM influenced. I'm gonna guess that this is one of their more accessible albums. Yeah, just straight up getting some fucking acoustic guitar here, wow. Nice blending of live drums and program drums as well. else used ocean sounds in their song. Who else could you possibly be referring to? I mean, I say that as if there aren't like a million people that have done that. I actually don't know who you're referring to. Most obvious. What are you gonna say? Fucking Oasis in what the song on Morning Glory? Of course. Champagne Supernova, thank you. I actually haven't listened to Selected Ambient Works too yet. The only Aphex Twin album I've listened to is the Richard D. James album. An Aphex Twin series will come, don't you worry. Honestly, same. It does kind of feel like a campfire by the beach, you know? Playing a guitar sat around a fire while like you can hear the water crash into your side. You know, MZ, you say, will come and never comes. Just because I don't get to something the second I say I'm gonna get to it, doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. I said I was gonna do a Boards of Canada series, here I am doing a Boards of Canada series. Said I was gonna do Kanye West series, I'm doing the Kanye West series. Sure, Aphex Twin isn't gonna come immediately, but it's gonna happen. You know what I need to do? I need to dig up that mezzanine reaction and edit that and upload it. I need to go back and find the stream that's from. Huh. A weird tag at the end there, but honestly, that track was fucking breathtaking. Honestly, another high 8 for me. That was just like, it isn't like quite as mind-blowing as some of the other stuff we've heard from Boards of Canada, but it's just so pretty, man. It's so soft. You get like lowered into such a nice, quaint atmosphere, and the album, well, that track in particular, does such a good job at not letting it get boring. It has the nice atmospherics of like the ocean sounds, a light bit of synth work to give the track an almost like semi-futuristic feel, and then it adds that strange, creepy tag at the end that kind of feels like drifting off to sleep, but specifically drifting off into a nightmare. To kind of, I guess, give it the Boards of Canada stamp of it being, you know, fucking weird and creepy and dodgy, I guess. That was another excellent track right there. Good shit. I mean, this album is off to as good of a start as I could have possibly hoped. Peacock Tail up next. Your all-time favorite Boards of Canada track, huh? It's high praise. You know, chat, I went to bed at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, I got to sleep probably around 5 o'clock in the morning. I mean, woke up at 5 p.m. I woke up at 5 p.m. Longest I have slept in probably years. Longest I've slept in years. Like, I felt like complete shit when I woke up and I looked at the time. I was like, fuck! But man, being an insomniac and getting 12 hours of sleep, that's like fucking pulling a needle out of a haystack. You know, that shit's impossible. I cannot sleep, I am a streamer. True. C480, maybe. Structurally, this is so simple, but the details in this production, there's so many little bits and pieces coming together to create such such a very detailed musical atmosphere. It's so layered, it's so busy, but because again it's so straightforward in its structure, it makes it feel so relaxing and like it's not too difficult a pill to swallow, you know? This shit is beautifully put together. I've done Inferno, yeah. Inferno was the first time I listened to from them. That's what kind of sparked me doing the rest of this series. For the reasons I stated just a second ago, Peacock Tail is probably my favorite so far, and I'd give it a low 9. I think that the details in the production here are really what bring this track together to be something monumental in the first quarter of the album here. I love how many little details are added into this mix to create such a bustling atmosphere that still is able to feel relaxing and not too heady, because of how straightforward the structure of this track is and because of how relaxing the instrumental is still able to be, despite all of these details moving in tandem with each other and the track being as technically busy as it is. It's so impressive the way they're able to take all of these aspects and bring them together into something and not make it feel too chaotic or cluttered. This is just excellent production. Stunning production. Chord progression is so beautiful, feels like you're constantly ascending into the heavens. Yeah, absolutely. Shit is fucking breathtaking. I mean, immediately, this is just so much brighter and easier to listen to than any of their other shit. And that accessibility doesn't feel detractive at all, like, even a little bit. Like, it's probably gonna maybe make for, I guess, my least favorite of the album so far, but, like, I'm still loving this, you know? Dayvan Cowboy up next, or Dayvan Cowboy, however the fuck you say that. This is the only song on this I've already heard, and I don't remember shit about it. It's not necessarily quite as gripping, but it feels like the album that would be the easiest to come back to, if that makes sense. Like, I'm hearing this immediately and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I can see so many scenarios where this would work perfectly being on in the background, in comparison to an album like, I don't know, GeoGaddy or Inferno, where that's not quite as much the case necessarily. I still think those are albums that I could see myself coming back to and having on in the background semi-frequently, but this album much more so than the others because it's a lot more relaxing and a lot more chill. Let me see when I listen to this. Oh shit, that was brought over from Spotify, so it's been over a year since I was sent this in. It's literally Canada Day, is it? Well, happy Canada Day. Those need much more focused listening. Yeah. Do I think Boards of Canada can be combined within a genre, like across the releases? Could I fit them into a box? Yeah, IDM. And then this album is the one where they step outside of IDM into some more down-tempo, trip-hoppy stuff, which trip-hop is consistent throughout their stuff as well, but this feels like there's much more of a focus on that. The other stuff I've heard from them has been very, like, firmly IDM, but very experimental with bringing in other sounds into IDM. This track was used in Felix Baumgartner's Jump from the Edge of Space. Whoa. Sounds like a fucking Talk song. Oh my god. Shit, man. The way this percussion comes in, that's... Oh, Top Gear love to use this one too? Yeah. Bring in the claps. Wow. I mean, that's an easy 10 right there. Like, pretty easily, like, the strongest song we've gotten so far. Pretty easily. Holy shit. That was like the same mind-blowing shit as like the best songs on GeoGaddy, Music Has the Right to Children, and Inferno. Except like it's even more emotional, whereas those albums are more heady. This feels emotional. This is like very specific to me, but where I live on a hill, and I can't see everything if I step outside my house, but I can see like pretty far. And sometimes I will like go out on walks at night. And this kind of feels like that same sort of cathartic release of just being outside alone, high up, and being able to see everything and kind of getting a perspective shift. That's the emotion that feels like is coming out of this track. There's something about it that feels so isolated, but there's also like a kind of cathartic release to this, similar to the feelings I get listening to Talk Talk. I made the Talk Talk comparison because of the guitar tone, but it's kind of got the same emotional qualities as a Talk Talk track as well. That was fucking stunning. Holy shit. I was sent that song in like over a year ago, and I mean, coming back to it again, hearing it with the context of the album as well, I have to say that song's even better than I initially gave it credit for. That shit is an easy 10 right there. A Moment of Clarity up next. Okay, here's more of like the Boards of Canada I'm used to. A nice little ambient interlude. Beautiful little bridge piece. Good shit. No rating on this because it's just an interlude, but a very nice bridge piece. 84 Pontiac Dream. Is Pontiac a car or am I really dumb? Pontiac. It is a car. I'm a fucking genius. I don't know anything about cars, bro. I mean, Boards of Canada in general definitely has a big influence on someone like C418. Like, there's no way that's not the case, you know? Sound like. The Canada Day thing is purely coincidental. That was not intentional at all. I also realized I fucked up lining up on this. Let's make this a little smaller. Just so that that's lined up. There we go. Another track that feels very meditative here, another song that kind of feels kind of like sitting by the ocean, and this time kind of getting lost in thought. It's called 84 Pontiac Dream. I guess that's meant to just signify like dreaming of being in a better place, dreaming of kind of, I guess, being where you wish you were at any given point, dreaming you were in a position of power or wealth and kind of getting lost in that pleasant thought. Basically, this song portrays daydreaming absolutely perfectly. With again, I love how much drive this album has, like rhythmically speaking. I like that we're getting stuff that's more. I don't want to use the word straightforward because that makes it sound like I'm implying it's lesser. I think that the straightforward nature of this album is a nice change. A lot of the heady esoteric shit across their other albums, obviously, I think is incredible. To get something that is, yes, more organic, to get something that's more straightforward, to get something that feels so natural from them, to see them explore something that is a lot more human, is really nice. I'm feeling a high 8 on this song. Sherbet Head up next. Green screen came? Nice. Good shit. Green screen editing's very fun. This is trying to get the old CD you found to work. There definitely is like a feeling of discovery on this track, or a curiosity that I'm getting from this. I guess these kind of whirring sounds in the back could definitely be like, I don't know, the feedback from the CD not working. And these synths kind of feel like, I guess, taking a trip down a mental rabbit hole of what you could possibly discover being found on it. There definitely is like a wonder to this song that I'm really enjoying. Oh shit, that's huge. Splendid. Big congrats. This song feels much more in line with what you get on other Boards of Canada projects. It's, again, rhythmically very abstract. There's no real sense of structure to this song. It's essentially an ambient piece mostly, with these very curious sounding synths, this whirring sound, adding to that feeling of mystery, and an overall lack of specific direction, but a very strong tone coming out of this track that I really appreciated. Wish it was maybe a little bit longer, wish we could have maybe seen a little bit of progression on this, but As is, I still thought this song was pretty great. Flat 8 for me. Good shit. Oscar C through Red Eye. Got ocean sounds again. This whole album feels like it's fucking on a beach, you know? Or on a tropical island, maybe. So Terraria? Honestly, yeah. God, I've not played Terraria in such a long time. Came out 2011. I think the last time I would have played that game probably would have been 2013, 2014. Jesus. Track samples Chromakey, the second track. I see. Do I think not all songs need melodies? I mean, there's plenty of, I guess, ambient pieces I've listened to that don't have melody necessarily. So I'd say not all music, but I feel like melody is one of the most defining tools within music, one of the most defining parts about music. So it's very rare that music without melody can work, I suppose, but it's possible. It's like doing that? I mean, there's little, like, bits of melody being thrown in here and there. It definitely does feel like it's not got a consistent melodic motif all the way throughout, but there's little bits and pieces of melody being thrown in here and there. I guess the way it's using it here, though, is those melodic parts of the track are kind of being used in the background. And you're getting much more of, like, I don't know, the percussive aspects in the foreground, the, I guess, more textured synths in the foreground. It's kind of like the inverse of what a song like this would typically be. It's the melodic stuff in the background and the stuff that's creating the atmospherics in the foreground. It's interesting. That's what I really like about Boards of Canada, is that they kind of flip the way a track would typically be constructed on its head. And I guess a lot of IDM music that's a little more experimental does this as well, but Boards of Canada do it in one of the like strongest ways that I've seen, at least. They will take stuff that's typically would be found in the background, bring it to the foreground, let the foreground stuff fall into the background, and let that be the stuff that kind of adds the little detail to the track, and they let the textural elements, the percussive elements, the rhythmic elements take center stage. It's very interesting. Tom York said in a Kid A interview, he decided melody can be found in rhythm. And you can kind of feel that same approach being taken to certain Boards of Canada stuff, which, you know, makes sense. Boards of Canada influenced Kid A influenced Boards of Canada. It makes sense that kind of that same approach would be found across those projects. Hot Shower by Chance the Rapper has no melody. Yeah, Oscar See Through Red Eye is one of the most like musically rich tracks we've gotten so far. It feels like there's a million different ideas being thrown into this track. Like you'll get 2 bars of one idea, 2 bars of another, kind of rattling them off back to back to back to back to back. And it never feels like it's too stuffed or it's too crowded. It just feels like, I don't know, adventurous in the same way Chromakey Dreamcoat did. It has that same feeling of wonder, excitement, and adventure, and it's so fucking enticing. It's so gripping as well, man. Firstly, I'd give this track like a low to solid 9. I will say this is looking like it's gonna be my least favorite of the Boards of Canada albums so far. This isn't blowing my mind in the same way I don't know, GeoGaddy did. This isn't as creepy and fucked as Inferno was, and it's not quite as weirdly experimental as an album like Music Has the Right to Children. But what this album doesn't have in those aspects, it's so relaxing and beautiful. It's like accessible in a way that doesn't feel detractive. It's accessible in a way that kind of feels additive, honestly. I wouldn't take this quality-wise over the other albums that I've listened to from them so far. I'm still loving this. I'm still thinking this is a pretty incredible album, if I'm being honest. What the fuck is that word? Ataronchronon? Ataronchronon? How the fuck do you say that right? I'm pulling up Google Translate so that it can say that for me. You can't fucking read, you bum. Who can look at that word and immediately pronounce it?
Ataronchronon. Ataronchronon.
Ataronchronon. Thank you, Google Translate. I have never seen that word in my life. I'm going to look up its meaning. The Ataronchronon were a tribal people living in the 17th century Ontario, also known as the people of the marshes. They were considered a tribe of the Huron Indians, who were further part of the Iroquois family? Is that how you say that? Iroquois? That's valid. That's valid. Such an amazing album to just chuck on and listen to, whereas Inferno Geo albums are better albums, more of a time and place listen. Yeah. Like, their other albums are very heady. This is, I don't know, more emotional. More relaxing. Another very pretty interlude. Good shit. No rating, but still. These interludes, just like on their other albums, are very additive to this album. I feel like it wouldn't work quite as well without these little bridge pieces. It's kind of crazy to me that we're already in the final third of the album. It feels like I just started listening to this. Interludes are skips, Fruncon Music, whatever his name is. Interludes are not songs I'd listen to on their own typically, but they're very important to this album. I'd never skip them listening to the album. Holy shit, I just noticed. I've been talking about the album, like, feeling like it's been on, like, a tropical island or a beach for the most part. That's literally the ocean in the background of the album cover. I'm a genius. I didn't even notice that, and the ocean's in the background. This is why you come here, to see such incredibly intelligent analysis as this. By the way, chat, it's been locked in. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. I'm going to be talking to the Muse fan that wrote that Reddit post. I'm going to be talking to him on a stream to talk about that review. I want to say here, it's not a debate. It's going to be a respectful discussion of me explaining my point of view and him explaining his. It's not a debate. It's not me trying to take him down, and it's not him trying to take me down. Not a boxing match, no. I gotta be honest, Hey Saturday Sun is my least favorite so far. I still enjoyed this track, but I don't know. It didn't feel like it was quite as atmospherically fleshed out or musically enticing as the others so far. It's still a pretty track. I would still give it low to solid 7. I don't know. I just didn't find myself getting quite as immersed in this one. Still, it's in the green. It's still a 7. I still think it's firmly a good song. But I don't know. In comparison, especially considering we just had Oscar See-Through Red Eye, I don't know. I just didn't find that one to be quite as intoxicating as the other tracks. Didn't find that one to be as beautiful as any of the other tracks. It's still a pretty song though, so it gets a 7. But I don't know, it's just this loop paired with like the production that I've kind of just gotten used to at this point. It didn't feel like this track provided enough variety from what the rest of the album has provided for it to really make sense this deep into the album. But again, still, I need to clearly state I did enjoy that track. Constants are changing. This post was okay, except saying you were harassing the band. Yeah, I understand everything except that. That I felt was a bit dramatic. But besides that, it's like, okay, I get you. Pretty sure they're millionaires and don't care. Exactly. Like, not only do I not make my videos for the artists, like, I actively hope they don't see my videos, because these videos aren't for them. And also, if Matt Bellamy did see my video, he'd probably just be like, okay, I don't care. One of the more interesting interludes on the album. Oh, nice bass line, very nice kind of like wavy synth on this one. That was very sweet. Good shit. Another nice bridge piece. Slow this bird down. On the final 3 already, this album has fucking flown by. There's a bonus track on the Japanese release, so I'll listen to that after I've done the review for the album. We'll do that like right at the very end. Macquarie Ridge, okay. A nice way to step back into more eerie territory, but I'm hoping this goes somewhere. Because I have to say, I'm not fully sold on this loop just yet. It's nice, but I don't know, it's nowhere near as good as like the way they've explored this type of thing before on GeoGaddy. That's a major attack for the album. I've always gotten those over the course of my channel. I mean, any reaction channel that does the cut-up album review format is going to get those comparisons no matter what you do. Especially when you don't like something. mean, for me, they do kind of make sense. I mean, with the blank green screen edited videos, it is the same style that he used to do. The song is the Acid Trip ending. Okay. Feeling a high 6 on this one. Yeah, I wasn't crazy on the slower progression of this track. It's kind of cool to see them dip back into the more eerie stuff that we're used to from them, kind of, you know, what they provide on an album like GeoGaddy. But I don't know, I just wasn't that impressed by this progression. It just kind of felt a little stagnant. The track didn't really feel like it evolved enough to warrant its 6-minute runtime. And despite the fact that I was, for the most part, moving to this song, despite the fact that I do find this atmosphere to be pleasant, I don't know, I just was not fully sold on this cut. It feels a little bit pointless coming where it is. I don't really see what this adds to the project this late into the game. Maybe it should have been an interlude instead of a full track. Maybe. It could work as an interlude, yeah. I don't know, a high 6 is still like a positive score. It's not like going to detract from the album too much, but it is like firmly my least favorite. Maybe that we've had on a Boards of Canada album so far. I don't think there's been any songs that have scored lower than this. Tears from the Compound Eye. Oh, really? That's genius. I'll be going live on the second channel, getting this edited after this, which will not take long because this is going to be an uncut reaction. Just need to edit down the bits of me talking, list my timestamps, and that's it. As long as packing up your things, heading home, trips ended, yeah. I 'Cause 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 ' absolutely, like kind of a winding down kind of feeling to this. And I like that they pick a slightly more ambient song to portray that feeling. Compound. Can we get a permit ban on this guy? Did he actually get banished? Lol. Unlucky. Feeling a high 7 on this one. A very pleasant moment of winding down and a nice more ambient piece here that maybe drags a little bit, maybe felt like it didn't necessarily need the full 4 minutes to get its point across. But honestly, when the sound palette here is as pleasant and delightful as it is, and when it is as still paired with the immersive production and has as kind of sweet of a soundscape as it does, I can't complain. Yeah, far from like my favorite on the album or anything like that, but still a solid moment of winding down. I'm curious to see how this is gonna end. Tears from the Compound Eye kind of feels like an ending moment. I'm very curious to see what Farewell Fire is gonna be. Last few were the most normal they've sounded. Honestly, yeah, kind of. Were there any vocal samples on this album? I don't think there were. Is this their first album without any like vocal sampling or lyrics in general? Or am I misremembering? This final track is where everyone has left the campfire and... Oh, everyone has left and the campfire is dying out, hence the title of the track and the ambience of it. Okay. Hmm. That's cool. Can confirm. Sounds cool on vinyl. I bet it would. It's not complete silence just yet. It's reaching it. I don't know if like this stream is picking up any of this audio, but it's just very quiet at this point. I would be pissed if they put like a jump scare moment at the end here. That would really ruin this moment if they did that. But I know they wouldn't. I know they wouldn't. Hmm. Honestly, I was a little torn at first on this idea of the super long fade out. And then it kind of won me over. I'm actually very impressed by the fact that they were able to pull off a fucking 5-minute fade out. And it didn't feel gimmicky. It didn't feel like just doing something for the sake of it. When you match it with the imagery of the rest of the album, it's actually quite a beautiful statement to finish this off. Firstly, I'd give this a solid 8 as a closer. Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. I cannot believe that they actually pulled off an ambient track with a 5-minute fade out, and it wasn't boring, it wasn't gimmicky, it actually was a very pretty, quaint statement to just let the album slowly set you down on. The man who is known to hate a fade out has a change of mind. It's not that I hate fade outs, it's I hate unearned fade outs. I think that fade outs can be lazy. I think that fade outs can be incredibly lazy. It's just, this is an example of it not being lazy and it being actually tasteful and additive, you know? Anyway, that was Campfire Headphase, or sorry, the Campfire Headphase by Boards of Canada. I'm going to start by saying the very unfortunate news first. This is my least favorite Boards of Canada album by a decent margin. I know, terrible, absolutely terrible. But this is still a great album regardless. I think that their, I don't know, shift into something that is a little more accessible and straightforward could have gone very poorly and could have made the band lose a lot of their charm, but they still keep that element of wonder, of mysticism, maybe setting aside some of the creepier aspects, but replacing them with pure beauty, relaxation, and a sense, again, of like a wonder and interest and intrigue that keeps me invested in this album head to toe. It has some of my least favorite moments in their catalog so far. Slow This Bird Down I found to be slightly tedious. Hey Saturday Sun was not anywhere near as engaging as any of the other tracks. But then you still also have some tracks on here that are as strong as some of the strongest moments on, say, GeoGaddy, for example, like Dayvan Cowboy. You get a track on here like Oscar C Through Red Eye as well. Like, there are songs on here that are legitimately incredible. Peacock Tail too. I'm going to say my score for the album now, I would give this an 8.5 out of 10. A solid 8. Still a great album. Still, where the rest of the albums have been like S tiers, this one is an A tier. It's still an incredible piece of work and certainly not one to turn your nose up at. And I would say it's going to be their easiest album to return to. This is going to be their most re-listenable album due to its accessibility, due to its more straightforward, less heady, and more emotional nature. I think that this is going to be an album that is going to make for much more easy listening than the rest. And I appreciate it for that. I definitely do appreciate it for that. This album kind of flew by. It didn't feel like I was listening for an hour at all. Like, this felt like 45 minutes, whereas the rest of their albums, you can kind of feel that they're more immense projects, and they kind of need to feel that way for how heady they are. This one goes by like that, seriously. It did not feel like an hour's runtime. It felt like a 40-minute project. And maybe that could be seen as a negative. Maybe it could be seen as like it's not quite as substantive of the other albums. But I think the way I would take that in a more positive light is that it, again, just adds to feeling like it could be a more accessible re-listen experience than the others. 8.5 out of 10. It is a great album. Just my least favorite of the Boards of Canada projects so far. If I had to rank the albums from them that we've listened to up to this point, last place would be Campfire Headphase at an 8.5. Then it would be Music Has the Right to Children at a 9.2. Number 2 would be Inferno at 9.4. And then number 1 would be GeoGaddy at a 9.7. All very high scores for this band. They have not missed for me yet. All of their albums are bare minimum great. GeoGaddy is near perfect. Just an incredible run that they have been on. And I'm excited to get to Tomorrow's Harvest next week. See, that album is the one with the rockiest reception of their mainline albums. It's the only one that does not have a user must hear. It's a 78.6 rounded up to a 79. So I'm interested to see why that one is, I don't want to use the word more divisive because it's almost at a must hear. 79 is still a very positive score. But I'm interested to see why that is, you know, the fan least favorite. I'm very interested. Let's listen to this bonus track real quick. What was the name of it again? Let me go find that real quick. Macquarie Ridge. I said Marquee. Oh, we have a visualizer here as the most as the first one that comes up. It's a visualizer with the Northern Lights. Lovely. We're gonna get some pretty imagery over this shit as well. Oh my god, it's Mr. Blue Sky by Ela. It's halftime on the footy, so you have some time. What game are you watching? Because England won against... Was it the Democratic Republic of Congo earlier? I don't fucking watch football, man. I don't remember. What game's on now? Senegal and Belgium. By the way, if you guys want to, for people watching the video, if you want to see this visualizer, the channel is Frosh Yankee down here. I should probably put a link to this in the description of the video because I am stealing this person's content right now. Damn. That was pretty as hell. How was the album? The album was great. Why not bring in some harp, you know? Why not bring in some harp? Is this Kid A? This is literally motion picture soundtrack on Kid A, man. What are the comments saying about this? Oh shit, it's me! Aphex Twin profile picture. Another Aphex Twin profile picture. Also backwards percussion, yes. Could see this fitting somewhere in the middle of the album. Feels like a proper shift into the moodier section of the project. Yeah. Yeah. Having bonus tracks better than album tracks was started by Radiohead. Yeah. The visualizer ending with the sunrise. That's cool. Nice. That was a very sweet bonus track. If that was included on the album, I would probably give that like a low 9. It would be one of the stronger pieces on the album, absolutely. I mean, I'd certainly take a track like that over "Slow This Bird Down." You know, I feel like that could have been maybe left off of the album, and we could move some of the tracks down and slot that track towards somewhere in the middle of the album. But hey, is what it is what it is. Yeah, that was a great additional accompaniment to the album. I guess I do wish it was included in the album track list, but what can you do? I'll take it as a bonus track. Can you copyright claim unofficial music? I don't know. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think of this album down below and how it compares to other Boards of Canada albums for you. You can see my reactions to their other albums in a playlist somewhere on screen, probably over here. Definitely check those out if you haven't. Like and sub if you haven't as well. We are on our way to 5K. Links in the description to my Discord, my Album of the Year, my Twitter, my other channels. Check those out if you haven't. And I will see you all whenever I next stream or upload. Bye-bye.